जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम 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 जय राम जय अनिरुद्ध
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम ओम
Jai Jai
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody. Hari Om. Yeah. So when we read this one word, that the Nama should be chanted with the right perspective. As we have been doing this Nama Japa for quite long time, we are asking ourselves how to fine tune it, no? How to make it more effective. Because remembering is a must. Finally, to become one with Him, we have been told that we should remember that He is there behind every thought, every word, every deed. So the simplest method suggested by our Master to do so is to hold on to the name with the right perspective. It is very important. His remembrance should be the undercurrent of the chanting. Probably this aspect might not have gone deep into us. So we are praying to Him, kindly make us aware of this point. When you facilitate us to chant your name, kindly enable us to remember you, so that the feeling of forgetfulness will not be there. Please. So His remembrance should be the undercurrent of the chanting. Because our past experiences teach us the chanting becomes superficial, mechanical activity, which happens when we do not remember Him while the chanting takes place. So Beloved Papa has many a times emphasized that chanting is for remembrance, chanting is for remembrance, chanting is for remembrance. When we say remembrance, each one has to interpret. Though there may be so many guidelines for chanting the divine name, ultimately through trial and error, we have to devise a suitable method for remembering Him, which is in line with our own nature, Swabhava. We have to devise our own. Because which type of chanting I will remember Him, no? We are not suggesting that it should be implemented straight away or in the chorus chanting. This is purely for an individual sadhana. While doing the chorus chanting or collective chanting, we have to observe certain norms, forms, agreed. Because that will be only for a limited time, you know. But normally when we are back to our own, this collective chanting or chorus chanting will not be there. So we try to evolve a method that will enable us to remember him. How will we get that? Nobody else can suggest this, only by one's own trial and method, trial and error method. Everything we have learned only by trial and error method. No? We may commit certain mistakes while we try to improve it, we try to improve it, we try to improve it. That is what we mean by trial and error method. No? So this is something which we each one has to work out. What type of chanting will help me to remember him? And while chanting, to make it more effective, some points, he has prompted all of us, all these things are known to us. But whether this will help, some of it will help while chanting. That also we have to put it in the trial and error method. We will first go through whatever he has suggested to us. First we remember Papa's word. Nama is the link between us and him. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Nama is the link between us and him. Sound is the first movement of the motionless. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. A sound comes, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So the motionless is the substratum. He. So outer movement comes out in the form of sound. Third point, Nami is the indwelling reality. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. That which the Nama personifies is the Nami. That Nami is the indwelling reality. That is, the indwelling reality is making me to repeat the name. And again, we are thinking about the indwelling reality. Whether we chant his name, whether we remember him, whether we don't remember him, whether we don't worship him, whether we don't recognize him, still he has not left us. He is with us. That is why the chanting is taking place. So with that bhavana, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Then, he is the great provider right from the seed level up to this moment. We are chanting the name of one who is the great provider right from the seed level up to this moment. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. He is the life force activating everything in us, including the act of chanting. Again, because previously Papa has taught us the heart beats not because of us, digestion takes place not because of us, blood circulation takes place not because of us, breathing takes place not because of us. No, all these put together we call it as life force. So if that is not there, thought, word and deed cannot emanate from us. So when we chant the name, even the act of chanting and all activities, is because he is there as a life force. So with this bhavana, we try to chant Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. All sensory objects have come into existence because of him, and therefore wherever the mind goes, it is in him only. So while chanting, the mind may again play its trick of going elsewhere. Even then, we need not be upset. So, not by simply telling that he is there, we are trying to understand it. Because everything owes its origin to him only. Either directly or indirectly. Mother Nature has come directly from him. Creature comforts have come indirectly. That means through the instrument called the human being, in the form of primordial intelligence. So we keep on trying that, to dwell on it. And now, when the chanting comes, we try to bring in. All sensory objects have come into existence because of him, and therefore, wherever the mind goes, it is in him only. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Name is for expansion from me to we, and we to him. Because the moment we become intellectually aware, okay, that he is the seed, it must be the same for everybody, no? That is why Papa, in one of his letters earlier, he said, go to the origin of your and the world life. The purpose was to identify our origin so that we become aware that it should be the origin of everybody, So, Nama is, so that means I start as a chanter, me, then I become aware that he is there in everybody, and then finally, everybody is him only. So, me to we to him. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. While we chant, closing our eyes and when we chant, we knowingly chant. The knowing factor is called the witness consciousness. So he is there in the form of witness consciousness even while we take to chanting. So we try to bring out this dimension also while chanting. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. So that means knowingly we will chant. So the knowing factor, witness consciousness. And once we get a glimpse of that, this knowing factor is always with us, We know that we are talking, we know that we are seeing, we know that we are hearing, we know that we are thinking. And finally, where should we reach? And we can add one more. When we say something about sensory objects, if we say everything has come from him, everything is he only. That means when I come out of this chanting, I must practice this. Nothing is irrelevant, nothing is unimportant, nothing is insignificant. as we have seen Puja Mataji demonstrating, this is Papa, this is Papa, this is Papa, you know. From the tiniest to the grossest. So in so many things, at least 10 or 10 points, you know. So easy for us to remember, not one line, one line, that's all. So Papa has made us know that our ultimate aim should be to become one with Him. To become one with Him means to one with everything, because He is everything. But in spite of all our sadhana, we still maintain that we are the individual. Our sense of individuality remains. It has not diluted its stand. So we are now asking, you have given us the holy and all-powerful Ramnam. You have been giving us so many dimensions. You also said that we should be reflective and meditative, because that will enable us to move closer to Him. And you gave us this Nama. So our Satsang should enable us to improve the quality of our chanting. We take it like that. So let us all now try what are the points that came up now. Everybody can say, no, there were about nearly 14 points. Need not necessarily be in the chronological order, whatever comes. Hari Om.
Nama is the link between us and Him.
Nama is the link between us and Him. Good. Then?
Quality of chanting.
Huh?
Quality of chanting.
Meaning? That means, you know, we are when we chant, this point should come to us. We are not saying that you should improve the quality. What should be the background, you know, the undercurrent is remembrance. So how do we try to improve? So one is that, oh, I am chanting. The Nama chanting is the link between me and Him. Okay, then next.
That's the goal here. Yes.
Huh?
Yes. He is the great provider.
He is the great provider whose name we are chanting.
Yes.
Because right from the seed level, Papa has taught us that, no? Right from the seed level up to this moment, I was thinking that I came up, you know, I am what I am. I am the deciding factor. So why should I think about something else? But now Papa has taught us exhaustively that even at the time of taking birth, when I was in the form of a seed, the present me and mine, who is arrogating now, had no role at all. So He provided the seed, He provided the organs, He provided Mother Nature, He provided the society. I am slowly trying to understand. So Nama, while chanting, if we do that, He is the great provider. He is the great provider, whose name I am chanting. Yes, then?
He is indwelling reality.
He is the indwelling reality. He is not an outsider. He is the indwelling reality. Yes?
He is the life force.
Let everybody say. Let everybody say.
He is the life force.
He is the life force. That is why the chanting is now becoming possible. Sound is the first movement of the motionless. Motionless means indwelling reality. So the sound, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. There's a sound. So I try to connect up the source from which the sound emanates. Papa names it as stillness, you know. Utterance of God's name is to make the mind ultimately still, free from all thoughts. It is in the stillness that you know and realize God. So this chanting should lead us to that stillness. Then.
Remembrance is an undercurrent.
Huh?
It's an undercurrent.
Remembrance is an undercurrent. Okay, then.
Swamiji, Nama is the link between us and him.
Pardon?
Nama is the link.
Nama is the link between us and him.
Which is, Nama is the link, you know. That's the first one. Yeah, somebody has said. Okay.
Nama is for expansion from me to we and from we to him. We have to reach him.
Every day, suppose if we are not in a position to remember, some of it we will keep on repeating. Then we have picked up, you know. So now this expansion is very important, so that when I come out of the Nama session, I will not feel disconnected with him. Because everything is his. So it's an expansion. Then.
Papa says, go to the origin of you and the world.
Papa says, while chanting, we are trying to eke out a method, you know, while we chant, how to make it more effective. The right perspective while chanting. This may be the rough cut. We have to keep on trying. But during the satsang period, we will try to bring out these points, that's all. But what is needed is, while we are chanting, we try to remember some of these or something that comes up in our mind. These are the things which came up in our mind while we were deeply thinking about it. And then we try. That is why 3 times Ram Nam chanting, and we try it. Whether we are in a position to hold on to it. This is very important for us, this exercise.
Witness consciousness is there. Witness consciousness.
In simple language, knowing factor. So while we chant, if this dimension comes, it will arrest the outgoing tendencies of the mind. Because,
Yes.
so we try this. Kindly make us to chant with knowing the chanting. No? Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. When we knowingly chant, I don't know how to express that. Knowingly chanting means nothing else. The moment the mind goes elsewhere, you are not knowingly chanting. So knowingly chanting is another form of witness consciousness. Then it becomes academic. So suppose we try to become aware of our chanting. That is the best word. We try to become aware of our chanting. While chanting, we try to become aware of our chanting. That will make us aware of his presence. Yes. Everybody else is keeping quiet, please. Huh?
It is within me, is also within everybody.
Huh?
What is within me is within everybody.
What is within me is beautiful. That has not been done. Yeah, correct. What is within me is everywhere. No?
Is within everybody.
Is within everybody.
Within everybody. It's an undercurrent.
Very good. That's a beautiful point. Easy for us to remember. Let us try, you know. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Then, anything else? Either we have heard or anything new? Yeah, we can try. We can try. Everybody can also bring out their perception, you know. All of us are chanting with some perception. So it must have given some perception. And it is right for us. Need not be for others. Because that is linking us. So anything that you can suggest so that we will put it here. You.
With attention, we must.
Attentiveness. That is preparation, no? We are talking about while chanting. That point should be there. Attentiveness. Attentiveness ensures remembrance. No? Yes. While chanting, what should be? No?
While Swamiji,
Eh?
while chanting, we must pray to him for not to have நம்ம மனசு அலையாம பார்த்துக்கோன்னு அவன்கிட்டே சொல்லிடணும்.
Mind should not wander, so we must plead to him to see to it that our mind does not wander while chanting.
Business chanting, ரொம்ப அது அலையாம இருக்கணும் இல்லையா சார் மனசு?
அதுக்கு சாண்டிங் அது பண்ணாக்க இருக்கிறதுக்கு தான் சாண்டிங் பண்ணும்போது என்ன மாதிரி இருக்கணும்னு அதெல்லாம் ப்ரிப்பரேட்டரியில் வரதாகும். நம்ம சாண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கிற அதெல்லாம் ப்ரிப்பரேட்டரியில் வரதாகும். நல்லது தானே அது. இப்போ நம்மளோட சாண்டிங் செஷனுக்கு நம்ம சப்போஸ் we have a chanting session at home. Say from morning, immediately after bath, immediately after this thing, we come out, we go to the puja room, still there, sit there. And at that time, we can always pray, Pari, you have now provided me an opportunity to chant your name. But kindly make it as focused as possible. You don't make me feel that my mind is going out. I know technically it is not going anywhere else, only in you. But let me not feel that it is going out, please. And then you start chanting.
Swami, is it necessary to fix our mind on rupa while on the
Surrendering everything.
One minute. Somebody is telling here.
Surrendering everything.
One minute, please. Somebody is suggesting.
Is it essential to also fix our mind on the rupa of
This is also another question, very valid question, whether we should concentrate on a form, because when we are concentrating on the abstract, there is likely to be a lot of disturbance because we are not used to it. When an object is there, it is easy for us to concentrate upon that object. So in our preparatory stage, that is why in the puja room we have photos or images. It will link us to certain noble thoughts, either the form of a deity or a guru or a realized soul or a evolved soul. That will definitely connect us to these higher realms. So whether to concentrate through the form or not, each one has to decide. There is no hard and fast rule. It depends upon. So now Lord Krishna is our Ishta Devata, for example. Or to some papa's charming figure might be the Ishta Devata. So in that, it will be easy for us to chant. But Papa cautions us, after some time we should be able to see that this one represents the entire universe. Otherwise, it gets localized. So where do we draw the line? Each one has to try. In the case of Mahatmas, Bhaktotamas like Mirabai, Tukaram, Namdev. In every state there must be Purandradas or Tyaga Brahma. The advantage was to them there was a form, but the dedication to the form was total and 24 into 7.
love வரணும் சுவாமி.
Eh?
நாம மேல ஒரு அன்பு வரணும், love வரணும், அப்பதான்
அந்த எக்ஸ்பான்ஷன் மீ டு வீன்னு வராது, அது வராதோ? ஆனால் அப்படி ஸ்பெசிஃபிக்காக சொல்லலாம், தப்பொன்றும் இல்லை. I am chanting the name so that you should kindle in me love for all. Lova. Yeah, let us be practical, let us not stand on any technicalities. Love. Priority. Reality is within us. No, that is right. That is right, but that is okay. We should try and see for ourselves, We should try and see so that we can improve. So the question is whether to concentrate on form or not. Yes, we can try, but we should know the unknowingly, unwittingly, if we concentrate on the form, the otherness will be there. On your back, there is a quotation. On your back, there is a quotation. On your back, there is a quotation. Right on your back. What is that you read? No, let them read. No. On your back, the sentence. There. That is the answer. The sense of otherness sets limit to the illimitable. നാം വേറെ ഭഗവാൻ വേറെ എന്ന് നിனைக்கிறதிല്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ഭഗവാൻ എന്നുള്ളത് ഒരു ഫോം തന്നെ. We try to concentrate on a form. So there is otherness, Ilya. So Papa cautions us. This sense of otherness sets limit to the illimitable. Because he was telling this on an incident where somebody commented to Papa that somebody normally they see God only in photos. Then Papa asked, what did you do? You had put Papa Mataji's photo, somebody wanted somebody's photo, that's all. All these things are other, no? Then he made a mention about this. The sense of otherness sets limit to the illimitable. So initially a deity or a guru is perfectly all right. But we should know that the deity or the guru stand for the universal principle. Other undercurrent varanam. Otherwise, there is a likelihood, or by likelihood, all of us are trapped into this. That is why when we go to ashram or temple, we have reverence for the deity, we have bhakti for the deity, we find joy, everything is all right, but we leave the deity there and come here because there is otherness. We don't think Balaji is in our heart. If our darshan of Balaji at Tirupati over so many years, if it enables us to install him in our heart, then we are perfectly all right. Tyaga Brahman he was able to install him in his heart, Ramchandra Murthy. Purandradas was able to install Vittal, Purandara, Panduranga in his heart always. To him, everything was Panduranga only. To Tyaga Brahma, everything was Lord Rama only. To Mirabai, everything was Lord Krishna only. So they had no problem. It was 24/7. Whereas we may say, we love Papa, we want Papa, Papa's form will be there. But we don't see him in anybody, no. We only see him, try to see him in that photo, in that figure. The moment we utter the word, that comes. And after some time, it won't come there. But we have not made any pradishta. Only at that particular moment we get that thrill. Either remembrance or going there, we get that thrill. If we watch ourselves, our own life, we will be able to learn this. Whereas that which we have installed in our heart, then it will ever be there. The other day we were sharing, many years ago when we were in Haridwar, we happened to stay in a Ayyappa temple there. The uniqueness of the temple is, on those days, it must have been in late 70s or, no, early 70s. So at that time, there were 3 small temples there. And when we go there, we will be given a mat and we pay 5 rupees for a locker. We can keep everything there. And they will give simple vegetarian food. One dish, one or 2 dishes will be there. Simple vegetarian, South Indian meal. But what struck us was, every time the pujari passes through these 3, every day, and every time when he passes through in a day, when we were staying for 2 or 3 days, we used to observe this minutely. Every time he will look whether the door is closed or not. He himself is the priest, so he opens and there is a specific hour. But whether the door is closed or not, he will pause for a moment, then only he will go. Like this he will do. When we remember this, he was trying to remember whether it is closed or not. Whenever, passing through. So that he was trying to, he is there everywhere, he is there everywhere, he is there everywhere. Not merely when he does the puja, when he does the abhishek. No. He was teaching us something without telling. And if somebody raises the voice, something, he will say. That means becoming aware of his presence, So if we are blessed with that attitude, even when we do our worship to a form, then there is no risk at all. Because we are trying to remember him as much as possible. That means the mental pradishta has taken place. This is how we look at it. Yes, then? Anything else? Love.
We have installed Ramnam inside us, Swamiji. Is it equal to installing God himself?
Eh?
Ah,
What is that?
Install Ramnam inside us.
Ah. If that happens, then we don't need anything. But it's a beautiful word. Install Ramnam. Whose name I am chanting? Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram.
Swamiji,
Ah.
Mantra Guru, Dhyana Guru. So mantra is also him only.
Mantra is? Mantra is also him only, no doubt about it. So we can say, you are that. That is why Papa said Nama is the link between us and him. And Nami is the indwelling reality. Second one we said, Nami means the name of the Nam, the name of the name, the spirit behind the name. Installed Ramnam, that's a beautiful expression. I think Gandhiji also said this. Let Ramnam be enshrined in your heart. No, that's what he said. So now he is giving us an opportunity because we are not full timers. We are not full timers. So we still feel there are chanting time and non-chanting time, remembering time and non-forgetting time. So that is why we have to do all these things. It is essential. When we know that everything is He, then we don't have to partition the time or something like that. So until we reach that stage, we employ all these methods. That is why we keep on hammering this. Why don't you make me aware of your presence? Please. Then you say, Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Every one of us can try this method. We don't say all these points. Any point that comes, we join with the Ram Nam chanting. Because Papa said chanting is for remembrance. That means focused. When it is not concentrating on Ram Nam, we say mind is going out. So when we have been watching this every day, we are now telling, suppose we are telling everywhere it is you, then I will not feel that you make me aware that everywhere you are there, so that I will not complain. I will not get this feeling that the mind is going out while chanting. That means each one will come out with their own, no? It is not from one person or one guru we are talking. He is moving us to a state where he wants us to experiment and then come out with the hurdles, and then so far the hurdle is also described by somebody else. Methodology was also prescribed by somebody else. We have heard it for decades now, but still we find the chanting is not of that quality. It means remembering Him. And the remembrance is, if at all there, it is limited to the chanting session. So how to make it, how to make it a permanent? Because yesterday we read, while bathing, we said that, remember? We have to take the name of the Lord with all strength and faith and repeat it breathlessly, Papa, as it were. At all times, whether we are at our bath, in the kitchen, on the road, or in the office. That means two activities are going on, while we go to the bathroom to take the bath. Normally what we call as bathing, and chanting. Chanting to remember Him. So Papa has said, because he has experienced. Whether it is possible or not, we should try, otherwise we will be reading, that's all. And if it is not possible, we will try some other method, that's all. While walking, while in the office, while doing anything, whether simultaneously it can go or not. We have heard all these from them. But have we tried in our own? And what is our result? This is what Papa is driving us now. I have given you what all you want, but did you try with that? Or did you limit to the reading and registering it in your mind to reproduce it later, that's all. This is the problem all of us are facing. Because the moment the advice comes from, we have reverence for them, faith in them, their words are final for us. But whether we have tried that method. Now, for example, when he says, while walking, while taking bath, that means while doing anything. in whether we are chanting. Breathlessly, this is the word used, as it were. We must keep dinning this fact into our mind and take refuge in the name. Then each repetition will have a new meaning. Each repetition will carry us nearer and nearer to God. At the same time, we should know that parrot-like repetition only signifies our failure to recognize Him. Parrot-like repetition signifies our failure to recognize Him. Ah. So when we hear these words, yesterday, when he said, we have to stand on the ashes of our cremated ego, nice to read. So that we will keep it separate because it is for PhD. We may feel we have subdued, but have we cremated? So like that, here we will try with something which is easily, what do you call it? It can be tried. Application is what is now Papa is driving us. I have given you enough food for thought. Now the application level comes. First stage he has made us to conquer, that is to form a habit of chanting. Some joy is there. Maybe during that period only, doesn't matter. But that stage has blessed us all. Now the second thing is he says whether we remember Him. The undercurrent remembrance is there. So he is pushing us now.
Swamiji, at one point, my mind was not focusing on the Nama. So I wrote on a piece of paper a single word called inheritance.
Right?
Inheritance.
Ah.
So it used to remind me that if I don't do properly, I won't get the inheritance what my Guru has promised to me. It's a negative approach, but it would always remind me that if I need my inheritance, I have to be regular with what my Guru has told me.
Here is a method suggested by a devotee here. That when the mind was not concentrating, getting focused on chanting, one word was written, inheritance. And every time we look at it, if I don't chant properly, I will not be the heir to the inheritance, which my Guru has scaled and he has assured me. So that my chanting should enable me to inherit that. These are all methods, practical methods, not academics. In our case, it might be something else. That is why Papa quotes, or Swami Ranganathanji quotes Vivekananda's oft-repeated word, Shrunvandu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha, heirs of immortal bliss. So when I chant, then only I can claim, Then only I can claim. I become fit enough to claim. Please enable me to do that. If I don't get focused in my chanting, which will ultimately result in not remembering Him, then I am back to square one. That means I am not inheriting the Amruthanubhava. I think Jnaneshwar Bhagavan wrote a book, Amruthanubhava. Yes, now it is becoming clearer to us what is Amruthanubhava. This is a practical method. Each one tries, on a piece of paper you keep it before you. And as soon as the mind goes open and see that, oh, why are you making me to go away? Why are you disqualifying me to claim that? Yes, very good. Uh, we want points like this. Papa is so much concerned about our welfare and stepping up our all efforts to move towards him. That is why now he is pushing from the academic level to the experiential level. He must have been watching us. So now he feels the time has arrived in all our life to improve the quality of our life so that the journey gets hastened, speeded up. So uh, all of us are being led by him. There is no doubt about it. So now all of us have to become aware of that. How much concerned he is he. That is why every day he takes one more step, one more step, one more step towards us. And finally, now leaving all the academics so far done, he has come to the practical side of concentrating on this aspect through remembrance by taking the chanting with the right perspective. Wow. He gave us the word one right perspective, and now you see what all he is adding one by one, one by one. Mysteriously he is adding. We have so far 15 points. Anything more? We still have 5-10 minutes. Hmm? Who? Ah, yes.
What I personally do is, I make myself aware, like, even if I like, unless and until I do this properly, remembrance and everything, I will be stuck here in this material body. I will get another body. Even if I am failed in that body also, I will get another body. So there is no, what you can say, there is no option for me, unless and until I have attained liberation through the Guru's process or chanting or sadhana. I will be stuck here in the material body. If not this, then I will get another body. So unless and until I have this, I will not be free. So with that attitude, I have to do this. It's like that. I push myself, you know. Because if I don't attain this level in this life, then again I'll get another body. Then again I have to go through this series, life, death, everything. Again, like one more cycle will play.
This is also a nice, very nice approach. I have no other option. Whether you delay it or not, I don't mind. Since I have no other option, I will hold on to the chanting.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
when we say with right perspective, what is the yardstick for right perspective? Only when we know that when we have chanted effectively, we get a good feeling that we are connected. When we have not connected, we are not chanted properly, then there is that, not a good feeling that we have connected or. So that is the right perspective. So ultimately, we can understand the effect. We can understand the effect whether we have chanted properly or not. From inside, Papa tells us, today your chanting is good, today your chanting is not good.
Acha, to become aware of that. So while chanting, we are also praying. You please make us understand whether we are doing it properly. Is that what you mean?
Swamiji,
No,
she
sir,
said
I
right
mean, when you are chanting the right perspective means what? Right perspective is that when you know that you are connected.
You are?
You
So
know
when
that
you
you're
know that you are
connected.
connected,
Acha.
yeah, when you know that you are connected, you feel good.
Right perspective is to know that we have connected ourselves to Him.
Yes.
Ah,
Yes.
right. Okay. Okay. So many points. Once again, we will have a quick recap. Name is the link between us and him. Sound is the first movement of the motionless. Nami is the indwelling reality. And he never leaves us in total disregard to our attitude towards him. He is the great provider, right from the seed level up to this moment, whose name we are chanting. He is the life force activating everything. Even if you make the mind to go, please make me aware that all sensory, all objects are you only. When you enable me to know the chanting, knowingly chanting, no? When you make me to do the chanting knowingly, then I become aware of you. Everything we see and handle connects us with him. What is within me is within everybody. Nama stands for love, expansion, me to we. So I am chanting, you bless me so that I will be able to live up to it. For enabling me to, even during the chanting or non-chanting time, to have your remembrance. Let Ramnam be installed me. You installed Ramnam in my heart. No? That means I am ever conscious of Ramnam. Ever I am hearing Ramnam. Whether in the office, whether in the household, whether with friends. Please. And then remembering the inheritance, if you make me to forget, I don't become qualified to claim the inheritance of that Amrita. And you have not given me any other option. So whatever may be your attitude towards me, I have no other option but to hold on to it. Something like this, All of us, let us try to put down 1 or 2 points from our own struggle, Our own struggle to keep up the remembrance. So that we are not interpreting somebody's language to us, we are interpreting our own problem to us. This is how he slowly makes us to turn towards us, and which will ultimately turn towards him. So let all these thoughts weigh in our mind, and then now he is pushing us to that application level, from the academic level, or what you call the theoretical level, to the practical level or the application level. And because he has given us Ramnam, he has made us to develop a taste for Ramnam. He has made it as a habit of chanting Ramnam in daily. So naturally, that is not a difficult thing for us. But now one step you are taking more to improve the quality so that I will be able to remember him. Now you have also been cautioning me that chanting is for remembrance. He is there, but I am not aware. To remember him that he is there, I need some prop, some medium, some sadhana, some discipline. And that you have given me, Ramnam. Plus, make me to live up to it, please. If some of these thoughts overweigh while we chant, probably we might be able to progress fast. So all of us have to do this thinking, try in our own way, bring out, so that on Monday when we meet, you can again give us more and more points. Because we are all working toward that. So everybody has, when a suggestion, when a practical problem comes out through anybody, we don't have to think it is coming from the individual. Papa is making us to move towards him. So through so many people, he is now bringing out these points. So in our mind also, he will give this point. We don't have to think that somebody has given, somebody has given, somebody has given. We take it that God is giving us these points so that it is not an academic exercise. That also we remember him, no? Even when somebody suggests, we immediately take it that he is bringing out these points. Hope it is clear.
Swamiji, we are married to Ramnam. So there is no question.
We are married to Ram.
Correct. If that is there, then there is no problem. But our connection, whether it is constant or not. Swami Dayanji Maharaj used to say, when the marriage takes place, we used to send that message. It's a fusion of egos. So the two individuality become one, That was the ideal placed for the Grihastha. Two different people with a different cultural background join together and become the life partners. So the first, before they enter into the Grihastha fold, this is given by the Guru. Hey, look here. It is the fusion of the egos. So like that, when we say, I am chanting, that feeling will be there. Chanting and chanter become one. If that attitude is there, yes, we can bring the simile of family, marriage. So we become one with it. So far I have been arrogating, I am chanting. I do so many malas. Now a stage comes when the marriage takes place. So I become one with the chanting, so that there is no chanting or the chanter. All these points can come to us. Good. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram. Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram Om. Pranam, pranam. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Om. Pranam, Hari Om to one and all. Demonstration class he is conducting. let us see how he is. Sure. Hari Om.